So May is actually really quite a big month for me with, I still have the graduate program going on. So I've got my graduates in there and I've got a couple of speakers who are speaking for me to cover areas that I don't necessarily speak about. So Tanya Delahoy is speaking actually next week. So by the time this comes out, she will have already spoken, but only just. And she's going to talk about the pitfalls of testing and results and reading results. So she's really going to go through those areas that people struggle with and we see people struggling with all the time. So I've asked her if she will do that for me in the Graduate Mastery Program, and so she is one of our guest speakers. Hello and welcome. Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists and practitioners. This podcast responds directly to your needs, the needs of the practicing natural therapist. With interviews, herbal discussions, something business and something clinical each week, you'll get the variety you need and enjoy to stay motivated in practice. Hello, and welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite Size Podcast. How are you? And what's happening in your world? Well, I'm on the travels. So where are you and what are you up to? In May, I'm off to the Gold Coast and I'm speaking at the NHAA Symposium. Now, what I love about the symposiums or their international conference at which I've spoken at before is the way they select the speakers is they look at the abstract and then pick the speaker from that. And so it means that when you go to an international conference, you get a real eclectic mix of knowledge and learning. So this is a symposium because obviously there's nothing really much happening internationally. So this is slightly different, but it's still on the same idea and the same basis on which it's been created. So they have some headline, I guess they're headline hacks there, but they're people that they know others will want to listen to. And then there's all of us who they think, wow, that would really fit in. People are wanting to know about that right now. There's a lot of questions around that in the groups and in our groups that we're in personally and physically rather than just on the internet. And so they go and they choose on the actual abstract. So it means that anyone can be the person who's delivering it because they're choosing on the abstract rather than the person. So I'm not 100% sure they've done that this time, but that's what they normally do. So that was really cool that I got chosen, and it's a workshop that I'm doing. So if you didn't get a ticket, then if you choose the online option, you won't actually see me because the workshops aren't being recorded because of the format. Whereas the speakers on a stage, it's very easy to record them. Whereas workshops where someone's walking around a room, it's never as easy for them to be filmed and shared. So the decision was that the workshops wouldn't be recorded. So that's okay, because if you can't make it, then in May, I'm going to be in Perth, which is very cool indeed. And that is actually different again to the NHAA because on this instance, I've been asked to speak. So I'm being flown over and, I'm accommodation paid for and all sorts of things. So that's really exciting that I've been chosen. I've been asked to speak. So I'm patting myself a little bit on the back about that. I'm cheering myself on a bit. So I just thought I'd tell you. So if you're in Perth, the Rener Expo is on the 19th of May. And I'm going to be speaking there along with lots of other amazing people. So it looks like a really good day. So I'm actually really excited to go. I've not been to Perth. Well, I have actually been to Perth once, but only for a couple of hours on the way through as we were leaving. Doesn't really count, does it? So I'm very excited to go over to Perth for that. A couple of other places I'm speaking though. I'm speaking online a couple of times, and once again in May, and that's actually before I go to Perth. I'm speaking for the NZAMH, which is the New Zealand Herbalists Association. And I'm going to be talking about setting up in practice and the timelines in practice and scripts in practice, which is what my webinar was about earlier in the year. And then the charity webinar was about. If you wanted to still purchase that, it's on my website because it became a charity event. So the free webinar was revamped and redone, and then another webinar was created that was the live event, and then a lot more information was put online as well to go with it. So there's a full course in there, and that money, the profits of that, go to charity. So that's sitting there waiting. So May is actually really quite a big month for me with, I still have the graduate program going on. So I've got my graduates in there and I've got a couple of speakers who are speaking for me to cover areas that I don't necessarily speak about. So Tanya Delahoy is speaking actually next week. So by the time this comes out, she will have already spoken, but only just. And she's going to talk about the pitfalls of testing and results and reading results. So she's really going to go through those areas that people struggle with and we see people struggling with all the time. So I've asked her if she will do that for me in the Graduate Mastery Program, and so she is one of our guest speakers. We've also got Michelle Edwards, which you probably don't know her. She runs a fertility practice here in Adelaide and she's excellent at what she does. She's got so much education, that woman, beyond me. She's got so many masters now. If she's not finishing off one, she's starting another master's in reproductive health or reproductive medicine. She's absolutely phenomenal. And so she's going to be speaking for me a couple of times in the Graduate Mastery Program because of her amazing women's health focus. So if you do need reproductive support here anyone. She works online as well, like we all do now, and she's in South Australia. So that's really cool that I've got these people speaking for me because it means everybody gets that opportunity to hear other people, their specialties and what they're training in, what they have to offer in what they do. I've just realised, of course, that I should say who both of them work for. So Tanya Delahoy has heme analysis, and I will put her link in the show notes so that if you need help and support with your results from your clients, not your own personal results, but results from your clients that you wanted to discuss, then you can go through them with Tanya. And I will also put in Michelle Edwards' link, and she has a business called Adelaide Natural Fertility. So I will put her link in the show notes as well, so that if you want support with your own fertility, then you can call her. Or if you're a practitioner and you want help and support with mentoring through a particular case, then you can ring her for that as well. Both are absolutely amazing practitioners and are helping me out. And then I have another speaker towards the end of the graduate program as well, and her name is Deb Ashton. And Deb Ashton works in the north of Adelaide. She has a practice, and her practice out in North Adelaide is actually in Payneham. It's not North Adelaide as such, as Payneham. She deals with difficult and complex cases, and she's going to talk about some of those complex cases in the course. So if you're someone who has a complex case, then that's the person you can book in with in Payneham, and yes, she does work online. So it's a really interesting time coming up in the graduate program, and by the time you hear this, we should have just done in the academy our programs in practice day. So at the beginning of every year, we're going to be working on our programs in practice and delivering to our clients. So within the academy, it's a different space to the Graduate Mastery Program. The Graduate Mastery Program has all about your clinic and your practice and growing your practice and all of the things practice related, but it's very clinical as well. So there's lots of questions, clinical questions around clients and issues and problems and results and things like that. Whereas the academy is the practice space. It's all about your practice. It's all about increasing those clients and getting those clients to stay in your practice. And so having programs in practice, but really making them so they work for you and your space. I've bought programs in the past and I bought them, I spent the money and I looked at them and I thought, what have I done this for? They just don't even suit my client base. What am I doing? So, you think you're saving time, but in actual fact, you're not saving time at all because they don't suit you and they don't fit your needs. So by creating it yourself, for yourself and for your space means that it's really, really attuned to what your clients need and to your niche. So we're having our programs in practice day on the 24th of the month and the 24th of April. And then, of course, next year we'll start again at the beginning of the year. So it's all about the launching of that program and how you're going to deliver that program, where you're going to deliver it, how you're going to introduce it to your clients. So that's the first half of the year. And then the second half of the year, we move into that goal setting like we did last year. So it's really exciting in the academy. So these two programs of mine run side by side, and everyone who's in the graduate programs in the academy, so they get that opportunity for all that extra support as well around their practice. So there's a lot going on, and I've got all these people speaking for me, which is just amazing. And then I'm going out and I'm going speaking, and I've got two other speaking gigs coming up as well later in the year for ATMS, one of the associations, and I'm going to New Zealand, and I'm hoping I can get something sorted for when I'm in New Zealand. So, watch this space. It's not till June, so you'll definitely hear about that. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, oh, you're so lucky, Geraldine. I'm not lucky. I've done this. I've worked for this. I've worked for everything that I've got, and I work hard, and it took me several days to contact people sometimes, and I really have to work myself up to it. And then I do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you haven't tried that yet, it's something you need to do. If you're procrastinating and putting something off, try 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the job is there. You realize you're procrastinating and you know it's time to make a choice. I could actually just go and water the plants, or I could sit down and do some batching of my podcast. I'll just go and water the plants. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sitting down, open Audacity, get the Blue Yeti mic out, get it all set up, headphones on. Here I am, and I'm creating 3 podcasts. I know I'm going to do 3. I need 3 just to get over the next few weeks, and then I have to get some interviewing happening. So then we'll get some more interviews online for you. So I hope you've enjoyed the last couple of interviews we've had. They're really interesting people that other naturopaths that I've had on board, and we'll be having some more of those coming up very, very soon. So it was lovely chatting with you, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of day. And if you do have any questions, you want to contact me, you want to get in touch, then there's the Facebook group. So Strictly Education and Support is where I hang out every Tuesday. And every Tuesday we have a training, so Training Tuesday. And that varies as to what I see around Facebook as a whole and what I'm asked in the group, or what people message me and ask me. So if you'd like me to talk about something specifically, or you'd like a shout out, then please let me know, because I really like supporting. It's what I do. I love this. I love supporting you guys. I love supporting you in your business, and I love helping you create what it is that you want to create so that you achieve what you want to achieve, okay? And I won't say so you achieve your dreams, because dreams can stay as dreams. I will often wake up thinking I was dressed in crinoline, and that is most certainly a dream, because I do not want to dress in a crinoline and any sort of forming clothes like those back then. So let's not go there. How I end up, no, I think I must wake up screaming actually. So it's not about your dreams, it's about reality. It's about where you want to be and what you want to do. And sometimes we need support and help, and we need that accountability. And that accountability can be from anyone. It can be from a friend, but will they understand what it's like to run their own business? That is what I struggle with. People do not realize just how much it takes and what it takes to run your own business, to be everything to the business. And yes, I have people working for me now, but I didn't when I started out, and you may not either. So reach out. I'm here, and there's lots of others around as well, so it isn't just me. But if you're listening to me and you've got my voice in your ears, then chances are you're thinking, you know what, I might just connect with Geraldine. I might just book that focus call that she's got in the show notes, because I've not had one before. I've not spoken to her, and I want to speak to her and get some idea of what she thinks that I can do and where I can go forward and what would suit me within her programs. So I hope you have an absolutely brilliant day. I'm going to leave it there now, and I look forward to catching up with you really soon. Bye. Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. If you'd like even more support and learning, then the Academy is for you. Here you'll find part 2 of the herbal discussions, more clinical learning, and case studies to support your clients in practice. Bye for now.